designation that included both servants and relatives. In this instance, the parents are in charge of every home. They make decisions that will make or mar any child's dream and ambition. When we discuss child dream here, we are simply talking about their career path, their vocation. According to Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English, vocation could be defined as the feeling that the purpose of your life is to do a particular type of work, especially because it allows you to help others, just like our priests. You can't even imagine what they sacrifice to bring us to God. Most of them are posted in some remote areas. They are not doing it for anything monetary return or things of that. It's just because they derive joy doing it. There is this happiness that comes with when you're doing something you know that you love doing. It's like a calling. You can simply put like a calling. As Serrans, we are called to foster and promote vocations to the ministerial priesthood of the Catholic Church. In as much as we try to promote the Catholic vocations, charity, they say, begins at home. As parents and servants, we have a lot of roles to play in this regard. In our homes today, we have lots of reverend fathers and sisters undiscovered, simply because we don't pay attention to their daily life activities. Proverbs 22 verse 6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, so when he is old, he will not depart from it." The foundation we lay for our kids today will be the pillar of their lives tomorrow. Parents must realize that they are the first and principal influencers of their children. Children are most inclined to fancy the preferences of their parents and mirror their choices. You all will agree with me that we all grew up liking almost same people, things and places that our parents liked and spoke well about. Let's go deep into the roles of parents in their child's vocation choices. Here, we're making special reference to the ministerial priesthood of the Catholic Church. Parents should start paying attention to their children's daily activities. Today, we live in a very busy world. Parents must work extra hard, extra hours, just to make ends meet. But as parents, our responsibilities should not end when we pay school fees, put food on the table. We should be able, on a day-to-day basis, have conversation with our children, study the Bible and pray together as family. Most times, challenge their faith and listen carefully and watch how they defend the word of God. As we do this, we should be able to identify those whose interests are in the church, so we'll be able to encourage them. I'll borrow this word, church's candidates. Once we spot such people in the family, we need to do everything within our powers to encourage them. How do we encourage them? By listening actively to them, giving them an open ear. They can always come to us. Your children may be experiencing some confusion, peer influence, or might feel unsure when it comes to his or her vocation decision. We should pay close attention to their interests, concerns, and aspirations. It is important to show support and empathy to your child. Allow them to express their thoughts freely. Parents must endeavor to earn the trust and confidence of their children so that they are not hesitant or reluctant to open up and have sincere conversations with them, especially about their hopes, aspirations, their doubts, and fear about their future. We as parents, we should practice positive reinforcement. Here, I mean that we should appreciate and acknowledge our children's achievements in their chosen careers, in their vocations, even if it's no matter how little. We should always praise them and provide constructive feedback and help them learn from failures. Let's take, for instance, a child like me that failed a common entrance examination for a seminary school. To some parents, yeah, that's a sign or a good news or a reason to change vocation. When it's against the child's wish, you know, they might say, oh, you failed the examination. This is God at work. It's not your time to be a seminarian, to go to seminary school to be a priest. This is a sign. God doesn't want you to be a priest. But there's always a second chance. So as parents, we should always remind them, tell them stories of priests that failed entrance examinations severally. Today, they are reverend fathers. They are bishops. Let them learn from their failure. Don't disown them because they fail. There's always a second chance. People like us wouldn't get a second chance. Another important factor here is mentorship. In the quest to promote vocation, parents, we should get mentors for our children. Once you spot a child, a male child that has interest in church or in religious life, what we do is get a mentor. Mentor could be a reverend father or a senior seminarian, but let it be a younger reverend father so that they will cope with the age difference and the sorts. We should facilitate their learning processes. This involves providing them with the necessary materials, finance, moral, and all the support needed to make learning easy for them. Let them know that we are with them all the way. Provide them with the resources that will help them actualize their vocation. Resources could be Catholic literatures, medias, etc. Invite them during vocational rallies. Like the last vocational rally that we had in Lagos, Nigeria. I was just seated at the back, watching children, the kind of question they asked the priest. I was like, these kids sitting here, they don't have access to their parents. That's why the kind of questions they ask, you know that nobody discusses anything with them in their families. So it's an opportunity for them to express their mind, to express their thought, what they've been holding on within them. It was an opportunity for them to express everything and pour it out. At a point, the priest had to shut the program because it was getting late and lots of questions, several hands still up. We should always try to give them that open ear so that they will be able to talk to us when there's any need for them to approach us. Because if we don't give them that open ear, they could enter into the wrong hand. People that will deceive them, tell them all negative things, the scandals, so to say, in the Catholic Church, or the negative things about the church. They will make up things just to discourage the young child from getting into seminary. We should make them stay close to the church. They should stay close to the church. Take them to masses. Take them to church programs. During their maybe school holidays, if they have a mentor, like a priest, they could go on holiday. They'll join the altar service and stay close to the church. The more they stay close to the church, the more attached they get with the church. As parents, we have to be realistic. It is necessary to be realistic with our children while discussing their chosen vocations. We'll be able to help them understand the various facets of their selected vocation. Let them know of the job ahead of them as priests and reverend sisters. They should know that it's not an easy task. It's not an ice cream factory that you just walk in there to be all rosy. No, there are a lot of sacrifices. As a priest, if you could just if they could play back their life, then we as lay people of the church will be able to know that the support we are giving to them, we've not even done 1/4 of the support that they needed. We need to encourage them in every way that we can. In conclusion, parents need to know that they've been assigned a divine duty or obligation to stand out, not only as guards, but also as guides and helpers in decision making. And so they can't afford to be indifferent or nonchalant about the steps and choices their children make, as this may build or destroy their future. Parents must endeavor not to stretch their role by imposing their choices on their children. The freedom of the child to choose a life vocation or profession must be respected. They can only act as counselors, advisors, since they are older, more experienced, and expectedly wiser. It is an error for a parent to insist against the will of a child that he embraces the vocation to the priesthood simply because she wants to brag with the title of what I mentioned earlier, Mama Father, that's mother of a Reverend Father. The call to service must come from the inside. That's why when you see most priests in some areas where you have a crisis, they pass through a lot. Like in my country, in the northern part of my country, where we have the Boko Haram and the sorts. If priesthood, like if they are not really called to service, you won't see a single priest in the north there. They kill them on a daily basis. But still they are there, they still say mass, knowing that they could be attacked at any moment. But they still stand there. That's why they need our prayers. They need our support. No matter how little, they need our support. They need our prayers. It is wrong for a dad, who probably didn't succeed in his quest to be a priest, to pressure his child to become a priest, just like myself, that I failed. Not by my own making, just I didn't get the support that I needed. So I will now force my little boy, Kevin Jr., that you must be a priest. You must be a priest. Whether you like it or not, you must be a priest. So we should all allow them take decision themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. OBASI, for your great insights into the workings of how a family should work. That brings us to the end of today's formal program. Next will be dinner, which will be served at 1800, so at 6 o'clock. So you have just under an hour to change into your smart casuals, because there won't be any air conditioning, so it's best to be comfortable. Dinner will be served at Montfort College, so it's take the same way as you did yesterday. But instead of turning left to Sacred Heart Cathedral, go right, and the college will be there. For those of you who need transportation, we will provide it for you, like last night. It will be those little local red transportation vans that we have, and the food that will be served will be Chinese food, in recognition of the fact that a lot of the